Hey, everybody. Happy Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. There's all sorts of holiday stuff going on this month. So I don't want to miss anyone on that. And man, it's a good season. People are supposed to be happy. So just go with it, whatever you celebrate. So this is my pre-holiday special. It's kind of like a holiday special, but it's the one before the one. So there you go. How's that for an answer? Well, as you can see, I've decorated just a little bit. I've still got some work to do, but at least I have a sparkly wreath and a Charlie Brown Christmas tree up and running. So I've got some stuff going there. And I have been working both behind the camera and behind the scenes, trying to get some new stuff ready for the website. And actually, this is going to be like a Nintendo Direct. At the end of this broadcast, I'll have some new stuff on Facebook, so you can kind of take a look at what I've been doing. I'll save all those announcements toward the end of the show, so you have something to look forward to even after this is over. So Christmas is my favorite holiday. I don't really do as much for Christmas as I used to. Especially out here, not as close, to the family unit and all that stuff. But I really like Christmas in the sense that it's all good music, cheerful lights. People are generally nicer to each other. There's just kind of a nice feeling associated with Christmas, and I look forward to it. Although it took me forever to set up my Christmas tree this year, I just didn't have. I had a cold, so you probably have heard me have a cold in a couple of the videos that I worked on. And still kind of getting over it. I'm about 98% over it. Still have a bah. That's the official medical term for it. Bah. So, it just took me a little longer than usual because usually I set up my Christmas tree right after the Thanksgiving, and I wasn't feeling it this year. Just between my cold, I just didn't want to do anything really. So I waited till December 1st. I figured that was as good enough a time as any to start fresh. And so here we are. Well, what's going on? So as you've probably noticed, I've been working and putting a lot of new content up on the channel. Hello, Doombot. How are you? So I've been putting some new content up on the channel. Mostly it's been two types of videos. It's been unboxing videos, which are always insanely popular. And hey, if that's what you like, then I'm more than happy to share unboxing videos with everybody as soon as I get something interesting. I'm not going to do it for like, oh, I got a package of socks and I'm going to unwrap that, or a salad or something like that. But no, I'm not going to do that. But if it's something interesting, like if it's something from Mondo or Think Geek, or just one of those cool little geeky things, or even like a Kickstarter, for example, or if it's something like just yesterday I dropped the PlayStation Classic. Hi Julie, how are you? I dropped the PlayStation Classic video. I didn't play it, when I posted the video. I've had a little time to actually sit down with it. My feelings on the PlayStation Classic, and I don't want to get into a full review because, it's only so much. But there are some good things about it, and I'm nostalgic for it because at the time it came at a time in my life that a lot of things were going on, and it was just a nice, really cool time, and it kind of reminds me of that. I do wish the game lineup was a little better. I do wish the game lineup was a little better curated. So I guess that's really all that. But there's that, and then there's Fireball Island, which is this big board game I kickstarted. So there's that. I've done the sequels to Fantastic Beasts, Wreck-It Ralph. So if you haven't had a chance to check those out, those are new. This month, I'm going to be focusing more on, surprise, Christmas-related content. I will still cover two other films that are coming out. I plan to do Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So when I see that, I'll do a review. And then I also plan to see Bumblebee. So this is like the first live-action Transformers. I saw the original one back in 2007, and it cured me from ever wanting to see another one. But Bumblebee looks like it doesn't suck, so hopefully it doesn't. Howdy do. The feed is still trying to load for me. Well, you made the comment come through, so you're mostly here, and I appreciate that. But outside of those movie reviews, I am going to be doing a lot of Christmas specials. And, there's the standard ones. There's like the Rankin Bass ones, the Frosties and the Rudolphs, and the Charlie Brown Christmas special. And pretty much everybody covers that. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see Bumblebee as well. I'm hoping it won't suck. It looks like it has a little bit of heart, and yay, 80s era style Transformers. So it only took them 11 years to get that right. So, better late than never. I have to be careful in my pauses because apparently there was a massive pause in my last video and it took me forever to get my video actually published. So I will try not to pause too much to keep this going, of course. But yeah, I mean, there's always the standard stuff that everybody sees every year. And I'm already into the movie watching thing of watching holiday movies. And like, for example, we saw Gremlins and Die Hard, and we watched It's a Wonderful Life last night with Jimmy Stewart, and that's always a classic. I don't watch It's a Wonderful Life every year. It's been a while, and I've actually forgotten some things. I just forgot how crazy it gets. Agreed, they should have started like this and evolved the robots into what we see in the first Bay movie. I would recommend never seeing anything like the first Bay movie. They should just forget those happened. They never should have happened. Oh, Mary, don't you recognize me? It's me, George Bailey. I've even got Zuzu's pedals here. So yeah, there's my Jimmy Stewart for you. Merry Christmas early. Agree. But yeah, I don't know. Bumblebee looks like they're setting it right overall. And yeah, just the designs and the Bayformers were just god awful. And well, again, 11 years, they got it right finally. But I'm getting ready and just kind of watching a lot of Christmas movies, and I'm planning to do some Christmas specials for the channel. And I want to do some unusual stuff. I kind of want to, I could keep it all secret, but I kind of figure I'll kind of get people excited, hopefully excited, to what I plan to do for the rest of the month, because it's going to get a little nuts. And I plan to do more unique ones. The ones I'm planning to do, I'm wanting to do Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. That's one of my personal favorites. There's not enough Emmett Otter coverage, although Fathom Events is actually putting that out later this month. I think next week, actually. They're going to do that and like a Fraggle Rock Christmas special. That's kind of awesome. And Krampus, if you haven't seen that, it's kind of like Gremlins in the sense where it's kind of that dark comedy humor, and it's really funny. And I really found that one. Oh gosh, we were watching some new movies. We were trying to find something new, and I get on my kicks. And I think I was kind of obsessed with Krampus for a while, and then I was like, oh, I have to see Krampus. So I found that, and it's awesome. If you haven't seen Krampus, definitely worth checking out. That's probably one I'm going to touch on. And then one I added to my rotation this last year was Pee-wee's Playhouse Holiday Special. If you haven't seen that, you got to see that. It's so freaking weird. It's just like this random grab bag of celebrities from the 80s, 90s era. I mean, I don't think kids today are going to get them. They're kind of like, you literally had to be there to get who these people are. And I don't want to spoil it too much because obviously I plan to talk about it in greater detail. But God, I love Pee-wee's Playhouse Holiday Special. That's odd. It's so odd. That excites me. So, but yeah, I think Christmas is, as I said, it's one of my favorite holidays, and there's a lot of sentiment and there's a lot of nostalgia, and even as we go farther along, I always find myself going back to kind of anything that has to do with growing up and being a kid. And John, you'll appreciate this. I was really thinking about that first Christmas at the rent house in '95 when we were all you and me and Marcus and Bobby were all just set up the tree and then just acted stupid and had little Christmas get-togethers and did Christmas specials because that was the year that I got my video camera and ran around and acted like morons around our hometown. And yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about that and kind of laughing. I think because the PlayStation Classic came out and that was '95 as well. I think it kind of put me in that nostalgia kick for that. So I was just, but yeah, that was a fun year because I think that was the first. You're out of high school, you're in college, and everything else. But I was really a lot of the nostalgia is not just from the Christmas specials, but it was also from the commercials. And I plan to show a couple of like the old classic commercials. There's always a couple personal favorites. I think that's the bummer of going into the digital age is there's really no point in showing these anymore, and they're certainly not going to show them like on when you're watching something on YouTube or Vimeo or any of those other that Folgers commercial. Yes, you're what is it? You're my Christmas present. But yeah, that was a little too much. But yeah, some of the ones I think are really because I'm such a gamer. I always loved the Atari 2600 Christmas commercial. It's so funny that literally Atari would be like happy holidays from Atari, and they do this whole Christmas themed commercial. Like they had one for the standard system, and then of course when ET was coming out, and that was going to be the big thing for the Christmas of 1982. That was it's a good commercial. It really is. It's such a good commercial. And then of course there's the Folgers commercial with Peter, and then there's of course the creepy one, which yeah, I don't think they really thought that one out too well. But one of my other favorites is the one with Ronald McDonald ice skating and all the kids. I don't know, I just like that one. It's kind of sentimental and sappy. I think kids today find that creepy. Christmas with the Lannisters. Yeah, that wouldn't go well. The commercial before the brother coming home was college and the sister was like 6. Well, she might be talking about the one where it was Peter, coming home and smell the coffee. But then there's that other one where like the brother and sister are there and like she puts a bow on him and says, "You're my Christmas present." And it's like, you didn't think that one through. I might be, but I'm not. So yeah. Yeah, the dirty one was after that. They did a parody of that one that just ramped up what everyone was already thinking anyway. But I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, there were a lot of commercials that I really enjoyed. I'm trying to think. There was, of course, there's the Budweiser ones, with the Clydesdales and everything. Beer commercials are the most sentimental holiday commercials, is what we're gathering from this. Beer, Atari, and coffee and Big Macs is what really generates the sentiment of the Christmas season. Oh, Toys R Us commercials, absolutely. And of course, they'd always, toy commercials. They'd always get the best toy commercials. Everything from Star Wars to Masters of the Universe and everything else. Oh, Long John Silver's glasses. Oh yeah. But yeah, it's funny. Doombot and I were talking about just it's like, do you remember when McDonald's used to be like super Christmassy back in the '80s and probably the '90s, maybe? But it's like, you go in there and they would like decorate for Christmas, and then they had all this, they made such a big deal about Christmas gift certificates and of course the commercials. I mean, I think they had other ones besides the Ronald skating one, and it just they were like super Christmassy. They had like little gifts. Like I remember, I think I still have like my McDonald's Christmas ornaments, like the Ronald and the Grimace, the little stuffed ones, the little Ronald doll ornaments. Yeah, yeah. And it kind of sucks because I think, with McDonald's the way it is today, they just don't they don't do any of that anymore. And it just, it's like, oh, it's a big deal, McDonald's. And it's like, what are you talking about? They just sell cheeseburgers. But yeah, it's so funny how so many of these, Coke was another one, the polar bear. And just a lot of really great commercials. But I think what I plan to do is about twice a week, I'm going to share, just old commercials and, kind of generate that holiday goodwill, so to speak. If TV's not going to do it, then by God, I am. So that's how that's going to work. So, but yeah, just, I still got a lot of Christmas shopping to do, and I'm slouching. But yeah, so I've got a lot of Christmas shopping to do. I'm going to try, Christmas is so different now because everything's online, and, people don't watch TV in the traditional, it's so weird. All the stuff that we did, 3 trees, are they the ones that visited the manger on Christmas Eve? It wasn't wise men, it was actually trees. That was the whole conspiracy on that. But yeah, it's so funny because it's like Christmas then versus Christmas now. It's so hard to explain to younger people how Christmas worked back then without online shopping and internet. And well, yeah, I've been about as redundant. 3 wise guys, woo woo woo. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of miss the sentiment that Christmas had back in the 80s and 90s, and it simultaneously feels like it's not that terribly long ago, but then it's like, oh my God, it's like, we're nearing the 30-40 year mark, and that sucks. The Reddit reviewer posted some holiday commercials. Feel free to lift the pinks if they still work. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I'll definitely check. But I don't know. It's just without TV being links. Okay, the links. Okay, sorry. I was like, what's the pinks? I thought like, I don't know what I thought, but it probably wasn't Christmas wholesome. But yeah, it's just the traditional TV and not having all the Christmas specials on video or demand or whatever. You like when they aired, you had to be there in order to see them, and now it's irrelevant. You just kind of watch it whenever you want to. And stores open like 24 hours a day as it gets closer to the final weeks. And I think that's one of the reasons why Toys R Us is no longer with us, obviously, after this year. I know they're coming back with some form of it again, but I remember like they were 2 a.m. in the morning and like nobody's there, and because I worked there once, but yeah, it was like, why are you open till 2 a.m.? There's everyone who's wanted to buy something, they already have, and there's not any shipping coming in or anything out on the floor. And then, yeah, it just didn't make sense. And you got some interesting people at 2 o'clock in the morning at a Toys R Us. But yeah, it's just, I kind of miss just some of the simplistic nostalgia. I mean, there's certain things I still do. I check out Christmas lights every year. I've already put up my tree. I still try to do the whole traditional rush as best I can, and still try to share a little bit of that nostalgia, because obviously some people are into it. So I keep it going for them, and hopefully I'll get some new people into the cult of Christmas nostalgic good cheer. Let's see what else is going on. So I haven't planned what I want to see for Christmas movie tonight. I figure I'm going to see something tonight. But yeah, I'm trying to think. There's a couple things going on with the channel. Instead of like, oh, it's coming soon, it's actually here. And I made the joke earlier in the stream that I'm going to treat this like a Nintendo Direct. At the end of this video, you're actually going to see the results of some of it, because it's all going to go live once I'm done streaming. I'm happy to announce 2 new shows within the channel. And I'll do the first thing. FlixandJoystix.com is now live. There's not a lot to it, but FlixandJoystix.com is now live. It's an existing website. It has a piece of content on it, but give me a second and I will be working on more as we go along. Basically, I'm going to be covering other side reviews and other, like, I think I'm going to be coming, well, I mean, there's other side reviews because I can't make videos for every piece of content I digest. I'll die. So I'll write some of it out if I think it's worth a look. I'll be doing more book stuff. I might even do more music stuff. You know, I might talk about like favorite albums and things. I mean, it's not, it's just kind of things that interest me. That's the whole intent of this whole channel. Just things that interest me, things that are kind of quirky and pop culture and but yeah, so I've started. There's actually, and I'll, again, after the show, I did a review of the last Simpsons comics that has been published. Simpsons comics is no more. Well, for that matter, neither is Bongo Comics. They closed that down, and that's probably, hello Doombot, back again. But yeah, yeah, so yeah, Bongo Comics is gone. That's more than likely due to the fact that Disney now owns 20th Century Fox, so they, in their fashion, they wipe out everything. But I did a review on it, and so that's up and live and shared, and I'll share it online. And now, as for the two shows, there's going to be one that focuses, because I'm going to keep the traditional cover for what I regularly do. You know, that's going to be for more like new content or quirky stuff that isn't easily classified. But for older videos, when I do something weird like 1989 Batman or Poltergeist or Creating Realm Lazar or one of those, I have a new cover art for it, and it's going to be called It Came from the Video Store. I will be sharing that artwork at the end of this video, and I'm excited to share that. Doombot worked very hard on that, and on the other one for that matter, although the next one I partially designed myself. I am not as Photoshop savvy, so me doing things in Photoshop is a testament, but I got some of it, so getting there. I'm definitely getting there. So the next one is called Serial Saturdays, and I'll be talking about cartoons, primarily Saturday morning cartoons, but then there's also, you know, the ones that were like before mornings, before school started, and after school especially. If I need a hand, well, I would appreciate that. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. But Serial Saturdays is the other one, and despite its name, I decided that it will cover just, you know, old cartoons. And if there's like a particularly cool one, it's not going to be bound just to the 80s and 90s. Although primarily I'd say about like 90 something, as specific as that is, 90 something percent, you know, devoted to like older cartoons and kid shows and things like that, you know, just fun stuff. But so I've got those up, and they've got placeholder images in them. So don't think these are my first, you know, reviews, but they're just something to show what ideally it will look like. But, you know, sharing the cover art, I'm excited about that. It's taken a while to kind of mentally design it, then get it to, you know, Photoshop, and we can talk offline about it. Oh yeah, absolutely. I've got some ideas, and definitely want to. There are a lot of shows. I'm actually, well, I can spoil it, I guess. One of my first planned shows, I'm going to be talking about The Real Ghostbusters, because I've been watching all those on Netflix, primarily the first season or two, the ones that were really good, the combo of the Saturday morning show on ABC and then the syndicated shows, the ones that were really, really good before they started doing voice changes and making Slimer the primary focus of that. But yeah, so I'm planning to have fun with that. And then, like, It Came from the Video Store is just going to talk about, you know, as I said, my retro remix series is finally winding down. I think I have 5 more left, and then I'm done. I'm done. And I'm excited about that. But once I'm done with that, like some of the things like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes and them and other ones, they would have fit great for this channel. But that was the thing. I really like my cover art that I do, but you know, looking back, it's like a giant wall of this one image, and people, they like dynamic artwork. So I'm trying to provide and trying to give a little bit more of a, hey, if you like this kind of show, then you'll definitely want to check out this cover sort of thing. So it's finally, I'm excited. I've actually gotten some things taken care of. So that's a good thing. So you've heard me all chat away. If you have any Christmas memories that you'd like to share, definitely share them with, like, what were some of your favorite things? For example, things I might have missed, or things that you feel like I should definitely call to attention. Maybe I can feature it on the page and such. But Smurfs, was that the one where they sang "Goodness Makes the Badness Goes Away" and Smurfs and Gargamel essentially killed that one guy with singing? Was that the one? Yep. What a creepy thing. It's like you really kind of watch some of those old 80s and 90s cartoons, and it's like they had all those standards about, morality and lessons and stuff, and they still snuck all this weird, messed up stuff in to a lot of these. Oh God, there was, I won't ruin it too much, but man, there was, you remember Miss Yvonne from Pee-wee's Playhouse? Whenever she'd come over, they goodness makes the life force go away. Oh yeah, in that case, yes. But yeah, Miss Yvonne came over in the Pee-wee's holiday special, and they made one joke, and it was just like, damn, I can't believe they did that one. It was quite the shock. I'll definitely touch on that later, but badness cannot start if we stop your heart. Yes. Obscure Christmas cartoons like the Wacky Wall Walker. That one I don't remember. I kind of remember Ziggy, the Yogi Bear Christmas. Do you remember Christmas Comes to Pac-Land? I feel like I don't know if I'm going to be able to cover that one this year, but I can always do a whole list of things for next year. God, Christmas Came to Pac-Land. That was I remember. It's funny. That's another one I'll probably cover. But yeah, it's like Pac-Man fell into that Hanna-Barbera formula where it was literally the same show every time, and you didn't care because you loved it. And then, but yeah, it was just, Pac-Man and Santa Claus. What could be greater for a kid in the 80s? But didn't they show that on Boomerang for a while? I think they did, because I think I've seen it on YouTube as well, where they show it off. Recorded it off of TV. Oh man, but yeah, that was another classic. I might have to touch on that one. It's been a while since I've seen that. I don't know if I have that somewhere. I feel like I might. But so yeah, that's kind of been everything with me. Just planning some good old fashioned Christmas stuff for the rest of the month. I hope to keep it kind of festive and definitely generate some good memories. I had originally planned to do commercials today and Tuesdays and Thursdays. I think I'll do it Wednesday and Friday because, as I said, I've got like a small content dump after this one, and I don't want to flood the channel too much. And so yeah, that's basically everything. Just getting ready for the holidays. I've still got some more decorating to do. I got to figure out what to do with all that, but at least I've got something up. It's been a weird year. I haven't even finished my yard decorations. Like I said, it's been a weird year between a cold and then I was going to do the yard decorations this last week, and it rained like crazy. Like all of Saturday, it was like, I'm going to go outside. No, I'm not. Not going to do that. So, yeah, I'm going to try again this weekend. Hopefully it won't be as cold and crappy outside. But I think that's it. I try to keep the live shows about 30 minutes unless something absolutely crazy is going on, and we're getting there close to that mark. And definitely, I got to make sure I turn this thing off this time because it didn't go too well last time, and I don't want to struggle for a week trying to figure out what did I do wrong because my video was privatized. So, yeah, I just want to make sure everything goes smoothly on that. These live shows cause some of the most random stuff to happen, I tell you. But yeah, so we're supposed to get ice and snow this weekend. Oh man, I keep forgetting it's December. I think largely because where I am, it went from blazing hot and humid summer to winter instantly. There was no fall whatsoever. And that sucked. Yeah, we have no idea what we'll get. And that is an honest statement because last weekend was the worst rain that we've ever had since we moved here. So that sucked. And we, yeah, hurricane or two, a couple attempts on that. I know at the beginning of the year it froze, which everyone was like freaking out about. So I don't know. I mean, maybe this will be the year that it freezes pretty hardcore. Or, my attitude is if it's going to get cold, at least snow. Just step it up that final notch and just make it snow. But especially for Christmas, I'm still waiting for my white Christmas, and I'm old and I haven't gotten it yet. So that's just a damn disappointment. Well, anyway, guys, I appreciate it. I'm going to end this stream and get this all ready for publishing, and then as I said, check out Facebook after this is all said and done. You'll get to see the new cover art, and I will post the first link for the Simpsons comic review so you can kind of see what I thought about it. And then, so at that point, I'm going to be like in my own personal workshop, toiling away to bring all sorts of Christmas goodies for the rest of the month. And I'm looking forward to it. Actually, it should be fun. I definitely want to crack wise in a couple of these. And then after that, I got to get ready for the next year. There were a couple things I wanted to do, but it's like Christmas first. I want to focus on Christmas and everything that goes with it. So I might do a couple of live shows here and there. I'll definitely make them known when I do, and then we'll go from there. All right, you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you that next time. Take care, you guys. All right, let's see if this ends properly this time, shall we?